Welcome student. Today our topic is tariff. Tariff is a price which we are paying for use of electricity. The amount of money framed by the supplier of the supply of electrical energy to various type of consumer. It known as electricity tariff. We have different types of consumer. We have industrial consumer. We have domestic consumer. We have agriculture load also. They have a certain type of tariff. So everybody using different type and at a different time schedule. So everybody have to pay the price of the consumption of electricity. So in a simple words, the tariff is nothing but a price which we are paying for using electricity. The tariff covers the total cost of producing the supply electric energy plus a reasonable cost. In actual, the tariff consumer pay depends on the consumption of the electricity. The electricity tariff depends upon the following factor. These are the types of load, time at which load is required, the power factor of the load and the amount of energy used. The total bill of the consumer has divided into three parts, that is fixed part, semi-fixed charge and the running charge, that is we are denoted by the formula C is equal to AX plus BY plus D, where C is the total charge of a period. Whatever be the period is we can say 1 month or 2 months, what we are is a total period. The charge which we are paying for the consumption of electricity, that is which is denoted by C. X is the maximum demand during the period, which is in kilowatt or kVA. Say in a month which we are using around maximum demand approximately 100 watt for an example. So it is the maximum demand for a month, so it is denoted by X. Y is the total energy consumed during the period. So the total energy which we are consumed during the complete period, whatever it is, 1 month or 2 months, so it is denoted by Y. A is the cost per kilowatt or kVA of maximum demand. B, cost per kilowatt hour of energy consumed. And D, fixed charge during each billing period. So it is denoted by D. This is known as, this formula or it is known as three-part electricity tariff or a three-part tariff. It is mainly applied for a large consumer or a big consumer. Now the tariff which we are applying, it has certain objective. So the objectives are recovery of cost of capital investment in generating, transmitting and distribution equipment. So whatever we are investing at the time of generating of electricity, of transmitting of electricity and the distributing of electricity, we have equipment also in various points, like we have a tower, we have a conductor, we have insulator. At the generating station we have each and every equipment what we are installed at the generating, and including at the distributing and we have a pole, insulator, etc., including manpower also. So for this purpose also this cost have to be recovered by the applying of tariff. So it has a main objective. Next is recovery of cost of operation, supplies and maintenance of equipment. For the maintenance purpose we have to check time to time, we have to repair it, we have to supply the equipment, we have to in the operation cost also, like for a thermal power plant we are using coal. So for the each and every point, each and every stage, each and every point we have to recovery the operating cost also, including maintenance cost and the supply cost also. Recovery of cost of metering equipment, billing, collection cost and miscellaneous services. For this we are applying meter also. So for the continue check manpower for these equipment, also for the billing purpose, also for each and every cost have to be recovered, and the satisfactory return on the total capital investment. So what we are invest for this overall power system, like for the generation, transmission and distribution, each and every cost have to be recovered. Now, the factors which we are affecting the tariff, these are the types of load that we have various type of consumers, like we have domestical consumer, we have a commercial consumer, we have industrial consumer, also included we have agriculture consumer. So at the different consumer, the tariffs are changes as per time. Like domestic consumer, we have 24 hours supply. Like consumers, commercial consumer, they are using electricity during the daytime only, because offices are running daytime generally. Like industrial consumer, they are using electricity 24 hours, but at the night time their production are on the peak side, so they are consuming electricity more at the night time. Or when we talk about the agriculture consumer, they are use electricity to pump the water to their farms. So at that time they are using electricity during the night hours or off peak hours, like around 12 p.m. night to 6 p.m. in the morning. For the 6 hours we are supplying to the agriculture load, so it is depend upon the type of load. So tariff will be affected on that consumer. Like next is maximum demand. We can say that on the maximum demand, tariff is also affected, because someone is consuming, like they have apply for the maximum demand of 2 kilowatts, someone is applying for the 4 kilowatt, and someone 6 kilowatt. So as per their maximum demand, their tariff will be changed at the time the load is required. Like I already said about the agriculture consumer, they are consuming electricity at the time of off peak hours, they are using electricity at the night time, say around 12 p.m. At the night to 6 a.m. in the morning. So the load is very lightly loaded, so we are able to apply able to supply to the agriculture consumer, so the tariff will be low. But someone is required energy at the peak time, like 9 p.m. at the night, so they are consuming more electricity. We have so the tariff will be more for that consumer. Power factor, the power factor play a major role in the plant economic. Lower power factor increases the load current, which increases the losses in the system. So for improving the power factor correction equipment have to be installed at the generating end and also to the consumer end also. If some industry is running 24/7 or 12 hours, so they have to be install the power factor correction at their end also. By this, their tariff will be better change, and that they consume electricity as per their power factor correction method. So next is the amount of energy used, the energy consumed, how much their energy consume. So the tariff will be affected by that also. The cost of electrical energy is reduced by using large amount of energy for longer period. So if the consumer is very large and they are using very large electricity, or we can say that they consume electricity in a very huge amount, so tariff will be changed and tariff will be affected by that consumption also. The principle of effective framing of tariff are: the proper return is secured from each consumer while fixing the tariff. For different classes of consumer, it has to be taken into account whether the tariff will result in a revenue meeting all the expenditure of the supply authority. In the addition, the tariff should be forth sufficient money to enable future expansion to meet an anticipated load requirement. In the future, we have a requirement to forecast our load. So by the tariff, the sufficient amount of money have to be recovered. So for the future expansion purpose, we can use this money for that. Each consumer are encouraged to make more extended use of electricity. The more the electricity they consume, the more the money we can recover. So we have to encourage the consumer also. The tariff should be simple and capable of easy explanation to the public. So the tariff should be like that can be easily to understand to each and everyone. It not be too much complex that only then who can create and who can charge the price, only they people can understand. No, each and every common people can understand the tariff. The consumer are charged according to what the energy cost, and the tariff should be such as to satisfy the consumer of all categories. The tariff should be satisfied to each and every categories, or we can say that each and every consumer. The consumer are encouraged to use power during off-peak hours and penalized for high load demand at system peak by making a provision for higher demand charges. We are encouraged to the common people to use electricity during the off-peak hours, like 9 p.m. is the high peak hours. So it is a peak time we are using electricity. So we are encourage the people to use electricity or use their major work which are dependent upon the electricity. They are work during the daytime or after 10 p.m. So at that time the off peak hours can be started, or we can make a arrangement like that. If consumer are using electricity during the high peak hours like 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. at the night, so we can penalize those consumers. So by this other peoples can encourage. The consumer are penalized for poor power factor. So those consumer which they are maintaining poor power factor, we can penalize them. So by this the tariff will be also better. So factor involving in deciding the electricity tariff are: the tariff should be such that the total cost of generation, transmission and distribution is recovered. I already said that. It should earn a reasonable profit. Yes, it has to be earn a reasonable profit also. It must be fair and at a reasonable to the consumer. It should be simple and easy to apply. I already said that the tariff should have to be very simple and very easy to apply, and it can be understood by each and every consumer, and it should be attractive than a competitor. Now we have a various type of electricity tariff, like we have a flat demand tariff, we have a simple tariff, flat rate tariff, step rate tariff, block rate tariff, Hopkinson demand rate, or we can say that two-part tariff, maximum demand tariff, or a wide demand rate tariff, power factor tariff, three-part tariff or Doherty rate, and the off-peak tariff. We have as an approx so many types of tariff, and these tariff are applied to the different type of consumers. So if the consumer are changes, the tariff type of tariff will be changed according to them. Now when we talk about the flat demand rate tariff, this is one of the earliest form of tariff which we are using for the in this case the total demand and the energy consumption were fixed when the use of electricity was mainly restricted to very few applications such as for lamp, etc., and the number of hours for the use of the lamps were fixed. They were charged on the basis of the number of lamp installed or total connected load in kilowatt and fixed number of hours used in a month or a quarter or a year. So we can say that if we have a 4 lamp in a house and 2 fan in a house, so and as per that the rate was fixed for the, and we are charging for the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month or a yearly, depend upon the agreement that we and for that connected load we are, that is fixed and the charge was fixed, that is called the flat demand tariff. if X is a number of lamp or load connected in kilowatt and A is the rate per lamp or per kilowatt of connected load, then energy charges what we are consuming, charging from the flat demand, that is A RS, what rupees into charge, A into X. So in this type of tariff, the metering equipment, metering billing, metering reading, accounting costs are eliminated, resulting in overall decrease of total cost. So we are just what we are charging, we are charging only what they are using as per their connected load. So if they are consuming more on from that connected load, we are not charging for that, and for our meter reading charges, the billing charges, the accounting, who's they are preparing the billing, and the metering charges, we are not charging for that. So the main disadvantage of this tariff is that is does not differentiate between the consumer who use same appliances or equipment but for a different duration of time. So if I am using for 4 hours, so bill is same someone who are using for a 6 hour or 8 hours. So it does not differentiate between two on that. Now next is simple tariff. This is the simplest type of tariff according to which the cost of energy is charged on the basis of unit consumed. The rate which can be derived as the cost which we are charging is equal to annual fixed cost plus operating cost, which is divided by the total number of units applied to the consumer per annum. So it has a certain drawback, like there is no discrimination among the different type of consumers, like it is domestic, industrial, or a bulk consumer, or they are having load factor, and the cost per kilowatt delivered is higher. In a simple tariff, we can done certain modification, like a discount is allowed to the consumer who consumes more electricity than an average consumer. So we can done some modification. Special tariff are framed for the various consumer, just as the domestic consumer using electricity for light and fan are charged at higher rate as compared to power consumer. The consumer are encouraged to use electricity during off-peak hours by giving a suitable discount if they are using electricity at the time of off-peak hours. So we can give them certain discount in their total bill. The consumer are encouraged to use electricity at high load factor and power factor by framing special type of tariffs such as maximum demand tariff and power factor tariff. Next is a flat rate tariff. This type of tariff differs from the former one of the sense that the different type of consumer are charged at different rate. The flat rate for light and fan load is slightly higher than the power loads. The rate for each category of consumer is arrived at by taking into account its load factor and diversity factor. The disadvantage of this tariff are separate meters are required for different type of supply. Difficult is experienced to drive the load factor and diversity factor for various type of load to be employed in deciding the tariff. The consumer is charged for the total quantity of energy consumed at the same rate irrespective of the magnitude of energy consumed, while increased generation or consumptions spread the fixed charges over a greater number of units, and so the overall cost per unit decreases as the consumption is increased. Next is step rate tariff. The step rate tariff is a group of flat rate tariff of decreasing unit for a higher range of consumption. For example, if you can see here rupees 4 per unit is the consumption does not exceed 50 kilowatt hour, rupees 3.50 per unit if the consumption exceed 50 kilowatt but does not exceed 2 kilowatt hour, and 3.0 per unit if the consumption exceed 200 kilowatt. So this type of tariff takes into account the fact of lower generation cost owing to the higher energy consumption, consequently improvement of load factor, and therefore promotes the use of electricity. The drawback is that by increasing the energy consumption, so just the next range from the final stage of previous range, the total energy cost is reduced. Next is block rate tariff. In this type of tariff, a given block of energy is charged at higher rate and succeeding block of energy are charged at progressively reduced rate. For example, first 25 units may be charged for rupees 4 paisa per unit, and the next 40 unit may be charged for 3.5 per unit. And the next exceeding 65 units we can charge 3 rupees per unit. The advantage is that the only one energy meter is required for that. Incentives are provided for the consumer due to reduced rate, and the disadvantage is that if a consumer does not consume any energy in a particular month, the supplier does not charge any money through the connection provided to the consumer has its own. So it has a drawback also. It is definitely have a greater advantage, but it has a major disadvantage. If consumer does not consume any electricity during the month or during given time period, the energy cost will be zero. Next is Hopkinson demand rate or two-part tariff. In this tariff scheme, the total cost charged to the consumer consists of two components. These two components are, that is, fixed charges and the running charges. It can be expressed as total cost A kilowatt plus B kilowatt in hours, where A is the charge per kilowatt of the maximum demand and B is the charge per kilowatt of energy consumed. So it is a sum of the fixed charges and the running cost. The advantage of that is if a consumer does not consume any energy in a particular month, the supplier will get the return equal to the fixed charges. And the disadvantage is that even if a consumer does not use any credit, he has to pay for that charge. That is, for the fixed charge, he has to pay. Next is maximum demand tariff or a right demand rate. This tariff is similar to the two-part tariff, except that in this case, the maximum demand is actually measured by a maximum demand indicator instead of merely assessing it on the basis of rateable value. Next is the power factor tariff. Next is power factor tariff. Since the efficiency of plant and equipment depend upon the power factor, therefore, in order to increase the utility of plant and equipment to the maximum, the plant must be operated at the most economical power factor. The power factor tariffs are classified into three types, that is kVA maximum demand tariff, kilowatt hour and kilowatt ampere reactive hour tariff, and the sliding scale or average power factor tariff. In kVA maximum demand tariff, it is modified form of a two-part tariff. In this case, maximum demand is measured in kilowatt ampere instead of kilowatt. In this type of tariff, encourage the consumer to operate their machines and their equipment into an improved power factor, because low power factor will cause more demand charges. Kilowatt hour and kilowatt ampere are reactive tariff. In this type of tariff, the kilowatt and kVARH are measured and charged separately. In this sliding scale, in this type of tariff, an average power factor say 0.8 Lagging may be taken as a reference, and a surcharge for each 0.01 by which the average power factor falls below this figure may be made. Similarly, a count may be allowed for each 0.01 by which the average power factor rises above this figure. Such tariffs are rarely, we are not using too much, they are rarely used. Next is a three-part tariff. In this tariff, the total charge we can divide charge by the formula A plus B kilowatt plus C kilowatt hour, where A is a constant charge made by each billing period, B is a unit charge in rupees per kilowatt of maximum demand in kilowatt, and C unit charge for energy in rupees per kilowatt hour of energy consumed. So in a three-part tariff, that is split into a three-part, that is fixed charge, semi-fixed charge, and the variable charges. And the off-peak tariff. This tariff, we can say that the load on the power station usually as pronounced peak loads in the morning and early evening, and very low load during the nights. During I already said about 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. So like agriculture loads are running on that time from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. at the night. So we can say that they are running, we are charging for these off-peak hours only. In this case, the consumer are encouraged to use electricity during off-peak hours by giving a special discount. So the discount will be provided to the consumer, and like the agriculture tariffs are very low because of we are giving a too much discount because they are using off-peak tariff, or we are applying off-peak tariff for them. And we have also a spot pricing of tariff. Like a major concern of electricity utility to all over the world is a very large demand during peak hour or load and surplus energy during off-peak hours. This put the utility in awkward situation of capacity storage during peak load hours and large surplus during off-peak hours. In spot pricing, the consumer is charged based on the time at which consumption occur. In this, we can charge by the instantaneous spot rate is equal to incremental operating cost plus quality of supply component. For example, we have say that a daily person have a daily load of an industrial is 200 kilowatt for first hour, 150 kilowatt for next 7 hours, 50 kilowatt for next 8 hours, and 1 kilowatt for the remaining time. If the tariff is force is 1000 per kilowatt of maximum demand and maximum demand per annum plus 2.25 per kilowatt hour, find the electricity expenditure for a year. For 365 days, we have to find the electricity expenditure. So for the daily consumption, 200 into 1 plus 150 into 7 plus 50 into 8 plus 1 into 8, 8 hours is remaining. So we are, so 1658 kilowatt hour for a day. So annual energy consumption is 1658 into 365. So we get the figure of the annual energy consumption. Maximum demand is 200 kilowatt and the demand charges per annum is 1000 into 200. So and the energy, then we calculate energy charges per annum from that figure, 2.25 into that. So total electricity expenditure per annum is equal to, we add these two, so we get the final figure, rupees, the total energy consumption. Like we have another example, like compute the cost of electrical energy and average cost of energy consuming 375 kilowatt under block rate tariff. Code as follows. First 50 kilowatt hour at 4 rupees per kilowatt hour, next 50 kilowatt hour at rupees 3.60 per kilowatt hour, next 50 kilowatt hour is 3 rupees or 3 rupees per kilowatt hour, and next 50 kilowatt hour 2.5 rupees 2.50 per kilowatt hour. Excess over 200 kilowatt is as rupee 2.10 per kilowatt hour. So for the energy cost first kilowatt, for next 50 kilowatt, for again next 50 kilowatt and the next 50 kilowatt. The energy charges for the rest is, we calculate that 375 minus 200, we calculate this, and so we get the rupees approximately the energy cost for the remaining. So the total electrical energy for a 375 kilowatt is, we add these rupees, so we get the approximately amount. Now the average cost of electrical energy is, we divided this 1022.50 divided by 375 kilowatt, so we get the 2.72 per kilowatt. This is the average cost of electrical energy which he can consume. Now that's all for today. The next topic which we are discussing in next class.